Students, let's take the novel we've been reading in class, Moby Dick by Herman Melville, and let's make it come to life.
Don't call me Ishmael. Call me by the name that Herman Melville gave me. Call me Captain Ahab. And I'm on the hunt. I'm on the hunt for Moby Dick. Has anyone seen that elusive whale?
Over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we go! Oh, well that was fast. Grandmother, what big feet you have. Oh my. Oh my goodness. Grandmother, what big ears you have. Oh, you look warm, Grandma. Here, let me help you.
Hear ye! Hear ye! It is the year of our Lord, 1692, in Salem, Massachusetts. We have an evildoer amongst us. Now I demand that this time box, which I think is a little evil in and of itself, bring forth Rebecca Nurse.
No, I'm innocent, I tell you, I'm innocent. I'm innocent of all accusations. I'm a good woman.
If you are indeed innocent, why do you wear the devil's trimmings? And why do you carry that broom?
Because I am a poor woman, I make my own clothing, and I keep my dwelling tidy like the Lord would want it.
Quiet! Sit in the chair of shame. Now, I demand that this time box bring forth the Honorable William Stoughton to dispense his own unique brand of justice.
Where is the one that practices her treachery in our blessed little town?
She is there in the chair of shame.
I am innocent.
Innocent indeed. That's what we are here to determine.
こんにちは。私の母国日本の言語と文化に興味を持って勉強してくれる皆さんがいること、大変感謝しています。お礼に日本の霧が This is a Japanese famous animation character, Pikachu, and the highest mountain in Japan, Mount Fuji, and our greeting. Konnichiwa.
Hello, children. My name is Arcangelo Corelli, and I would like to share with you my passion for playing the violin. In 1685, I led the festival performances of music for Queen Christina of Sweden. And now I'd like to play for you.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog, yeah, crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, yeah, crying all the time. Well, you ain't never caught a rabbit, you ain't no friend of mine. Let's do it again now. Y'all ready? I want to hear you. I want to hear you. The king wants to hear. Here we go. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. 21, 24, 27, 30. That's how we count. That's how we count by threes. That's how we multiply by threes. That's how we did it back in the day. That's how the king does it now. Thank you very much.
In the movie Field of Dreams, starring Kevin Costner, his character, portraying a young farmer, hears a whisper that repeatedly says, "If you build it, he will come." I'd like to modify this line slightly and shout, "If you build a Teachingrocks Time Machine, he, she, them, real, fictional, and anyone else imaginable will come and stay and inspire." The previous video clips were just a sampling of the unlimited possibilities. In this section, I will discuss research and writing dialogue, actors, rehearsals, obtaining and using costumes, and the effective use of props. As I get an understanding of the characters that will be role-played in my room, I begin researching and writing lines I feel are appropriate. Writing dialogue is truly an exciting part of any time machine performance. I work with my colleagues because their unique and brilliant insights help make the experience more memorable. Here, 2 of my colleagues, John Rost and Megan Potter, research characters for their performance.
One of the things that I think we can do to really make this authentic for the kids, to really get them to kind of buy into it, is when the characters come out of that time machine, we got to remember that they're supposedly coming from a totally different time period, a totally different city, to this new place with electric lights, with metal and plastic chairs that they've never seen before. So we've got to have those characters acting a little confused. Where am I? What time period is this? What is the year? And then a way that we can kind of weave the content in is to make sure that they, after being told what year they're in, they give the year that they're from. That's a long, long time from 1773. So then when we have, these people talking about this specific act, say in the American Revolution, it backs up in the kid's head, oh yeah, they were talking about the Tea Act, and then they said they were from this year. And it kind of marries the time machine along with the content knowledge there.
That's an excellent idea.
No, I think that's a great idea. It might even be a way, too, for the characters when they come out to engage with the students that are watching. So, this is so strange. What are these lights? What are those things you're sitting on? What year is this? So they can have that conversation. Maybe a little bit of audience participation thrown in there, too.
Excuse me, young lad, could you be so kind as to tell us the name of your town?
Menasha.
Menasha? What a lovely name for a town!
Can you tell me what century this is?
The 21st.
21st century? Can you even stop the 18th century anymore? Well, it smells absolutely scrumptious here in Menasha. You must not have any kings ruling here.
You know, ladies, this might not be so bad. Look at all these young'uns. Someone might be willing to help us.
There are a lot of books out there that include primary source material, quotes like this one. We have here this quote from Abigail Adams as she was writing a letter to her husband John. Remember the ladies, and be more generous and favorable to them than your ancestors. You may not have to use the exact quote, but to have the idea in there and to use that as an inspiration will really add a lot to your time machine dialogue.
The lines might be written in a few minutes, or we might need several weeks. Sometimes lines are written during the school day, before school, after school, lunchtime, and my personal favorite, at a local coffee shop on the weekends. When we write, the more information at our disposal, the better. Because we usually have books, magazine articles, notes, textbooks, and internet access, writing lines becomes fairly effortless. If students are role-playing, I help guide their writing and offer suggestions. My main goal always is to set them up for success. Students generally have to complete a program entitled Reaching for Excellence before they can enter and use the time machine. See the appendix for an example of these requirements. The number of student groups, if any, especially the first year, that use the time machine directly is entirely up to you. However, it is important to note nearly all students will learn and be inspired by observing and interacting with your Teachingrocks Time Machine performances. Eventually, as you get more comfortable helping students prepare, you can increase the number of student presentations. Unless I'm doing a one-man show, I need the assistance of the wonderful people I work with each and every day. I am always looking for fellow performers to help bring the curriculum to life. It may be some of the same colleagues that help write the dialogue, but sometimes they are more comfortable writing lines and handing them off to another coworker to act them out. No problem. Your administrative team may be willing to provide a substitute teacher for your colleague so he or she can perform in the Teachingrocks Time Machine. It never hurts to ask. A few additional options might include actors from a local theater department, student teachers, family members, friends, college students home on winter or spring break, teacher aides, secretaries, and custodial engineers. My own children have even made numerous appearances. Incidentally, little Billy, featured in video number 31, Teachingrocks Time Machine, is my son Parker. As I stated at the beginning of this strategy, if you build it, they will all come. I will place the relationship I have with this particular cast on the screen. Once I have my actors lined up, the next crucial step, whether I'm working with a cast of adults or helping a group of students, are the rehearsals. A Teachingrocks Time Machine performance will simply fall apart if the participants are not confident with their acting ability and the delivery of their lines. For this reason, it is important to begin with memorable and inspirational dialogue, and once the actors understand their lines, then the real excitement begins. In the next few clips, I will highlight how we use various parts of the school at the end of the day or on weekends to prepare. These clips include rehearsal footage from the American Revolution and from famous explorers such as Ferdinand Magellan. Incidentally, if Magellan is making an appearance, you must have a windstorm. Please note, you may place a video camera in the corner of your room during your final performance. Then, if you do the same performance in the future, you can watch the footage during your rehearsals. Great job so far at the rehearsals. It's the weekend, we can spread out. Many of my colleagues have graciously agreed to allow us to use their rooms, so as always, please be extremely respectful, and I'll come around and check your progress. Mr. Smith, I think you're headed to room 220.
Well, I think our time here is nearly done, but I must admit the future seems like it is in good hands with these lovely children.
It makes me wonder though, what are your lives like?
Oh, the scurvy, it just takes your body, ravage your body. So, some people will say that the scurvy make you irritable. I do not think I'm irritable. I mean, do I look irritable to you? Oh, no disrespect, Capitan, no disrespect, but I'm so weak, I must rest. I must rest.
So I'm just gonna go to it here and trying to not think about how the redcoats burnt down my shop, how they infiltrated me home. I'll try not to think about how they insulted me wife, and certainly try to not think about how they insulted me daughter. You know, it's just not working this time. I want the king and his men out of here. I want them to leave. I want them out of my home, out of my town. I want them to leave. Stop insulting me family. But most of all, I want me freedom!
Oh God, that's so good. And yeah, not too close, please. And Jeannie, if you could just kind of move your head left and right and let your hair just totally blow. Ready?
Any last words?
Yeah. It's like being in a convertible.
Yeah, it's like a,
all right.
Jet.
Give it that way, yeah.
Go ahead.
Four wins.
Okay. Now, Danielle, can you come up here with your sign? When they did that the previous year, it was excellent. They just made sure that the signs that everybody can kind of read. So Guards of Liberty, when you come out, just make sure that they're visible to all the students, please.
Okay, one of the things we talked about last year was the accents that people are using. Make sure that you're speaking loudly, but as far as the accent goes, make sure that you're going slow enough and enunciating well enough that the content gets through. The content is the most important. That's what we want the students to learn.
A fellow teacher walked in my back room and exclaimed, "What are you running here, a theater?" We both had a good laugh, but it made me reflect on how my costume collection grew over the years. Let me begin by saying I have my top 10 methods in the book for acquiring costumes and other accessories. Your choices are nearly unlimited when it comes to colorful and inexpensive costumes. Garage sales, rummage sales, and thrift shops are all wonderful options. For instance, this black and white striped outfit at a local thrift shop can easily become a costume worn by a court jester. The cost? Just 99 cents. For a few dollars, you can get an assortment of jackets, sweatshirts, t-shirts, dresses, and pants in every imaginable color and size. Not to mention numerous hats, scarves, ties, and wigs. Your school may already have an assortment of items, like an art smock that can easily become an apron worn by a Civil War nurse. Another excellent option is Halloween stores. I'll let my friend Nicole from Halloween Express explain more. I'm with my friend Nicole. And Nicole, could you tell us a little bit about the costumes that teachers might be able to find in a Halloween store?
Well, there's definitely wigs, there's gloves, hats, there's definitely different masks, all different genres, things like that. Yes, we definitely have it all available. There's all different colors and styles, ranging from really long beards to nice short bobs, things like that.
Awesome. Nicole, what could you expect to find after Halloween?
You'd definitely be able to find deep discounted. A few days after, right into November, you might be able to find 50 to 60% off certain things, from the wigs to costumes and all different things.
And the final question, Nicole, do you think teachers should use more costumes and do more role play in the classroom?
I definitely do. I mean, I am a preschool teacher actually, so I use my costumes all the time. The kids love dramatic play, especially in high school. Who doesn't love to dress up?
I have been blessed with wonderful parents helping me make costumes such as Linda Derwin, Regina Badoon, and Karen Lorge. Parents can be amazing if you simply ask for their assistance. I also share my costumes with friends in neighboring school districts, and of course, they share with me. Again, please refer to my top 10 methods for acquiring costumes, and you will be pleasantly surprised how quickly your collection will grow. Please remember, any effort you put forth in costuming is well worth it. My friend Karen from Karen's Costume Corner says it best.
Teachers, please consider role play. It's a wonderful way to learn.
Your costume parts and accessories can and should be part of your presentation. Here, the Daughters of Liberty explain their dresses.
My sign says boycott. We won't buy anything the king sells because of his bloody, dreaded taxes. We will even make our own clothes. Excuse me, young miss, could you be as kind to come up here?
Don't be bashful.
Isn't this a pretty dress? Why, yes, it is. You may touch the fabric if you like. It's very soft. Thank you. I made it all by myself using cotton and wool. And that's not all. We will even make our own tea using raspberry leaves. We'll march, we'll protest, and the unmarried daughters of liberty won't let anyone but patriots court them. I think in the future you call it going out with?
A Civil War officer might explain his uniform and other items used in war. This is also a great time to get your students involved. Many of my costume parts are underneath my school clothes. In this case, as I'm about to roleplay the king, my knickers and leggings are underneath my black pants, and when I step inside the time machine, I put on the rest of my costume, usually with some assistance from another actor. When students roleplay, they change in the bathroom or put costume parts on over their existing clothes as they wait patiently for the audience to be seated. As a rule, I do not partake in performances involving students currently in my class. Instead, I help monitor the other students and assist the performers from the outside. Here, my friend and colleague Regan puts on her costume, waiting for a specific line, such as, "And I suppose next you're going to tell me the women are upset with me too." Then they know it is time to make their entrance into the classroom.
And I suppose next you're going to tell me that the women are upset with me too.
As a matter of fact, they are.
No taxation without representation! No more kings! No taxation without representation! No more kings!
Incidentally, your actors will always appreciate coffee or soda and a variety of other snacks in the staging area, otherwise known as your side room, or closet, or just inside the time machine itself. Please use your discretion and professional judgment. For me, the actors either change in the bathroom and wear their costumes until the performance is complete, or they add costume parts over the top of their existing clothes. Props give the audience another item to focus on and simply give your room a little more dimension. In addition, the actors have another piece of equipment to talk about, and suddenly the item becomes a teaching tool. Props can be made using items such as paper, cardboard, colored markers, glue, and other basic materials. They also provide another opportunity for you to work collaboratively with your colleagues. This ship was designed in our woodworking department and decorated by Aaron Culligan in our art department. Designed in 3 pieces for easy storage from 1/4-inch plywood, cut to look a specific way, reinforced with wood strips, painted, hooked together with hinges, toss in a couple of curtains, and suddenly you have an amazing nautical backdrop. Of course, please involve your students every step of the way, and for safety's sake, don't forget to reinforce larger items with metal wire to avoid any chance of them tipping over. When I attend a high school musical or local play, I generally ask the director what he or she plans on doing with specific props that may be of use in my classroom. If these props are not reused in future plays, the director will usually give or lend me the items, especially when I arrive, with permission of course, after the final performance with a few friends to help disassemble the stage. This particular prop is fairly easy to construct. 2 wide beams that insert securely into a wooden platform, and a piece of plywood with 3 holes cut out. Divide the plywood down the middle, and you have a wonderful teaching tool known as the stocks. This prop could then be the centerpiece for a lesson on colonial justice, and I guarantee students will eagerly want to be a part of the demonstration. Props can also be quite small, such as cloth bags and a wooden box with the word T written upon them. Please note, the same methods in my top 10 list for acquiring costumes can and should be used to acquire props. For instance, a $1.50 at a thrift shop can get you a basket used by Little Red Riding Hood. Once the lines are memorized, costumes designed, and the props constructed, we set a date on the chalkboard and begin our countdown. On the day the Teachingrocks Time Machine is fired up, I remind my students, with a smile, I can only send individuals through the portal, and I personally remain back in time until the characters sent forth leave my classroom, and then I am able to return. The students understand this is a role play featuring me and possibly several other actors. However, they are willing to suspend disbelief if we act in a convincing and authentic manner. When I do return, in keeping with the time machine concept, I never acknowledge it was me role-playing, unless they successfully complete the Reaching for Excellence program featured in the appendix. However, this is a personal choice. I also keep the main lights off, and I use black lights because it adds another level of believability. 2 sets are sufficient, or you could cover your entire ceiling with black lights. Here is a performance with the lights on, and now with the main lights off. Again, use your discretion. After my initial trials with basic rope lights, this was my very first physical Teachingrocks Time Machine from over 2 decades ago. It was easy to construct with a basic rectangular design, made from 2x4s and then simply covered with plywood on the top and the 2 sides facing the audience. Of course, lights were then added. This is what my current Teachingrocks Time Machine looked like before the American flag was painted over it. Here it is adorned with the American flag. My past student teacher Ryan has his own version of a Teachingrocks Time Machine. Mike, seen throughout these strategies, also teaches in a neighboring school district, and along with a few friends, videotaped a performance about the great Incan civilization. He plays the video every year for the students in his world history class. Speaking of students, in the near future I will release another set of videos relating exclusively to student performances. These performances range from astronauts explaining the science of rockets, to Lewis and Clark and Sacagawea bravely exploring the West, to women fighting for equality in the workplace, and even a Civil War amputation. And now I will demonstrate a few of the unlimited possibilities of incorporating a Teachingrocks Time Machine into your curriculum. From the serious to the silly, fictional and authentic, adult and student performances, role-played characters, and actual guest speakers. Some of these video clips will have subtitles and others will not because they can be used in several content areas. Furthermore, the time machines featured are new and old, simple and complex, quite decorated, and very basic. Incidentally, a Teachingrocks Time Machine does not need to be located in one particular room. It can certainly be placed in a multi-purpose room or community room and then reserved as needed by many teachers throughout the school year. Please remember, as the teacher, you do not need to always be role-playing. Once a rehearsal is complete and the actors are ready and waiting inside the time machine, you may simply flip the main switch on the outside and then take a seat and enjoy the show as the actors perform. Well, enough said. Here we go.
One of the things I want to talk to you guys about is this thing called Bernoulli's principle. Maybe you've heard about it before. Maybe you've had a hairdryer at home and a ping pong ball laying around and you've done this before. So what it is you take the ball and you're going like this, and as you're a kid maybe doing this, you thought, hey, it's magic. This is unreal. I can't believe this is happening. That was your word to describe it, but that's not the case. What's going on here is there's a moving fluid here. There's a moving fluid. And according to Bernoulli's principle, the faster a moving fluid is, the lower the pressure becomes. And so, as you have your hairdryer going like this, all this is moving fluid. This is low pressure in here. Everything around it, the atmospheric pressure, is high. So you got all these arrows going in, keeping that ball in, to the left and to the right. But if we could really get it going, you could tilt it even more because the pressure becomes even less. We can have some fun with the leaf blower too as well. Can I have some volunteers to help me out with this? Yes, that's what I like to see. Come on up here. I'm going to give you this. We're going to put a roll of toilet paper here. Stick it through the ends, make sure that it's nice and level. And what we're going to do is we're going to be creating, just like we talked about with the ping pong ball, we're going to be creating low pressure because we're going to have a moving fluid here, this gas. It's going to be shooting out. And as this is going over, you can probably guess what's going to happen. You've got low pressure here, high pressure here, plus you've got wind speed coming up here. It's going to want to stay up because high pressure is underneath, low pressure is on top. That's what lift is. All right, now let's put Bernoulli's principle into practice. Let's hear it for Bernoulli's principle one more time. Make some noise! So Jared, I got a question for you. What do you think of Bernoulli's principle?
That was awesome!
¡Qué vista! ¡Qué vista! Es increíble. ¡Cómo bonito este país! Me encanta España.
Oh, wow. Dude, Spain is such a beautiful country. I love the countryside and the beaches so much.
Yo también estamos de acuerdo, pero me encanta también la arquitectura. Es increíble, es muy antiguo.
I love the architecture, but it's hard to beat the beaches. It really is.
Sí.
It is hard to beat the beaches.
Sí, hay una temperatura muy bien aquí y me encanta nadar y ver toda la gente que disfruta las playas también. Es una cultura muy bien.
Should we discuss over
Tenemos
café
que
con
discutir
leche?
un poquito, sí, sobre un café. Por favor, siéntate conmigo.
Another thing that I love about Spain is the flamenco dancing.
Ah,
I
sí.
love it. I love the emotion that the flamenco dancers exude, and then also the little men play the little guitars.
Sí, yo también. Pero cuando estoy mirando esa baila, me gusta mucho cuando tengo una tapa conmigo y mis amigos también. Y todos estamos mirando y tomando un café, posiblemente un vino.
I love tapas.
Sí.
I love especially the paella,
Sí.
and of course we all love sangria.
Sí, obviamente. A mí me encanta las croquetas. ¿Sí?
Sí.
¿Conocen las croquetas?
I do know.
Yeah.
I think they're little potato-filled treats.
Sí, de papas y posiblemente del jamón, sí, el jamón, con un poquito de queso algunas veces.
I can't get enough of the big plates of ham and cheese. They are
Claro.
delicious.
Sí, es riquísima. Y también el país generalmente es fenomenal. Las ciudades, las playas, la naturaleza, generalmente sí, es muy buena, ¿sí?
Yes, everything in Spain is wonderful. Everything we've talked about, like the cities and the architecture and the beaches and the food, it is all wonderful.
Vale, qué guay, fenomenal. Salud.
Salud.
Hello, my name is Curtis L. Brown, and I'm a Holocaust survivor, and I would like to tell you a little bit about my experiences during World War II. They say that war brings out the best in people, but it brings out the best in good people, it brings out the worst in bad ones. So you have to decide which side you're on.
That was a powerful statement for the students. You have to decide which side you're on.
Let's go.
sharing my music with you. Fue un placer para compartir mi música contigo.
I wonder what the characters from Death of a Salesman would have to say.
Hello, friends. My name is Willie Loman, and I was forged from the mind of the great American playwright Arthur Miller. Today, I would like to take some time to talk to you about the life of a salesman. Now, where are those two knuckle-headed sons of mine? Biff, Happy.
Hi, Dad.
Hey everybody, I'm so happy to be here right now. My name is Caleb and I love football, and I'm here to share my passion for the game with all of you.
Where are my fellow Bostonians? Well, hello, children. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for allowing me to come. Thank you for sitting here and listening so respectfully. My name is Crispus Attucks.
That was quite a trip across the pond. Where are my bandmates? Paul? George? John? Oh, at least my drum set made it. It's time for a drum solo.
Such beautiful children. My name is Pythagoras, and there's something I want you all to know. Children, this area is A squared, and this red area is B squared. When we move these triangles about, we will see that the amount of space did not change. Therefore, A squared plus B squared equals C squared! Incidentally, my beautiful children, before there was Michael, Oprah, Madonna, and Beyonce, there was the original one-namer Pythagoras!
I wonder what the characters from Pedro's Journal, written by Pam Conrad, would have to say.
When I switched places in time with that squat little man from the future, he told me he was going to leave some magical devices. I wonder if these magical devices can give you the sense of being in a small craft as you're tossed mercilessly about the vast ocean. Ha ha ha! I wonder if these magical devices can give you the sense of those huge waves that come up and they crash upon the deck of the ship. You feel as if your bones are going to be crushed. I wonder if these magical devices can recreate the rains that come with such intensity you feel as if you're being showered in bullets. I wonder if these magical devices can light up the night sky as lightning rips forth. Ha ha! I wonder if these magical devices can recreate the wind with such intensity that you feel as if your skin is going to split. I want you to find all of these magical devices. Find them all and make them work!
I'm Tierney. And I'm Sydney. And we're here to talk about the fundamentals of volleyball.
So one question, students. Are you ready to learn how to play volleyball?
So students, the first rule about volleyball is to stay low when you're passing the ball.
And don't forget, students, to keep your platform straight.
wonderful to be here today to talk to you about a career in law enforcement.
These are amazing individuals that serve and protect our community. Teachers, please consider bringing our nation's heroes into your classrooms.
Hi, it's great to see all of you. In this unit, you are going to use science, technology, engineering, and math to construct a catapult to demonstrate all of the physics laws that we've learned so far. You're going to focus lever so that that ball is going to shoot a little faster and further out on base, and that's what you need to start with. Everything else can be modified on the spot. You're going to use your problem-solving skills to figure out if you have the fulcrum in the right place, if you have a long enough lever compared to the rest of your build, but the bases are terrific. The other thing that you could modify is
Mr. Smith, I'm so excited that you're here, and as I understand it, you're going to sing a song for us. What song are you going to sing?
Mr. Wittmann, I'm going to sing a song that speaks of the beauty of America.
Oh, beautiful, for spacious skies, for amber waves of gray, for purple mountains' majesty, above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
When I was an adolescent, many years ago, I went swimming in a canyon. It was a great deal of fun, and it came complete with its very own echo chamber. What could be better, I thought. My friends and I took turns yelling ridiculous things, and we listened carefully to hear how many times our words would be repeated. We spent a great deal of time that day laughing at how silly it all was. Then I had a brainstorm, which, quite frankly, was pretty stupid. I decided to shout an expletive relating to one of my friends. Well, it came back over and over, and he didn't see the humor in it, and I felt like an idiot. So now as an adult, when I reflect back on this experience, I believe I discovered a simple truth. Call it karma, or faith, or a law of the universe. The simple truth that I am quick to share with my students goes like this. When you say kind words to others, those words keep coming back. The opposite is also true. If your words are meant to be hurtful, they will come back as well. Today I try and choose my words very carefully, and I ask my students to do the same, because one way or another, they will come back to us.